Congress's MP Rahul Gandhi released a booklet saying that the BJP was doing Kheti Ka Khoon, quite literally murdering farming in this country. Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar hit back on behalf of the BJP hard in Parliament today, saying it was the Congress which was responsible for having done Khoon Ki Kheti, which essentially means to try and use blood for farming, and basically using the blood of the farmers and exploiting that blood of the farmers, leading to a big showdown in Parliament where no business could be transacted. There was a multiple round of adjournment, after which Parliament was set off till Monday. Here's a look at the big political showdown over Khoon Ki Kheti versus Kheti Ka Khoon.
The violence, the politics. And now, 72 days into the escalating farmer protests, a chilling lash out from the agriculture minister.
खड़गे जी दुनिया जानती है, पानी से खेती होती है, खून से खेती सिर्फ कांग्रेस ही कर सकती है, भारतीय जनता पार्टी खून से खेती नहीं कर सकती.
Delivered in sober tones, the phrase Khoon Ki Kheti is reverberating across the hostile political landscape, a brand new buzzword that has raised temperatures and sparked a ferocious crossfire.
उधरा में जो खेती हुई नरेंद्र मोदी जी की, वो पानी की खेती थी कि खून की खेती थी. भाजपा और संघ ये नफरत की राजनीति करते हैं और नफरत से हिंसा फैलती है.
Minister Tomar, normally sober and calm, has clearly upped the political weaponry, directing it straight at the Congress party. The attack comes a day after Priyanka Gandhi Vadra visited the family of the tractor-driving farmer who died in the Republic Day clashes. The Khoon Se Kheti assault is also a direct reply to something the Congress itself had said a few days ago. Rahul Gandhi, flanked by his team, had released a booklet on the farm laws titled Kheti Ka Khoon, accusing the Modi government of bleeding farmers by refusing to repeal the farm laws.
3 new laws have been passed. They're designed to destroy Indian agriculture. So this is not an assault on the farmers. This is an assault on the middle class, and this is an assault on every single youngster in this country who is not going to be able to get a job.
The Congress and BJP have a long history of blood-drenched buzzwords that have reverberated across the political discourse and far outlived their immediate context. In 2016, just days after the Uri surgical strikes, Rahul Gandhi had famously accused the Modi government of indulging in Khoon ki dalali.
जो हमारे जवान हैं, जिन्होंने अपना खून दिया है, जम्मू कश्मीर में जिन्होंने अपना खून दिया है, जिन्होंने हिंदुस्तान के लिए सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक किया है, उनके खून के पीछे आप छुपे हुए हो, उनकी आप दलाली कर रहे हो.
In 2014, Sonia Gandhi had set the cat among the pigeons by accusing the prime ministerial candidate Modi of indulging in zehar ki kheti.
मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि यहाँ ऐसे तत्वों को आप कभी कामयाब नहीं होने देंगे जो जहर की खेती करते हैं, जो समाज को बांटने की राजनीति करते हैं.
The unending crossfire famously began in 2007 with Sonia Gandhi referring to Modi as Maut ka Saudagar, a phrase that has been kept alive even today.
गुजरात की सरकार चलाने वाले झूठे बेईमानी डर और मौत के सौदागर.
But with the farmer protest showing no signs of ending and in fact only escalating, will Khoon Se Kheti be a new catchphrase for the undeniable political churn? Bureau Report, India Today.
So Khoon Se Kheti versus Kheti Ka Khoon. Is the BJP murdering, butchering farming and the farming community, or is the Congress playing with blood and trying to use the blood of the farmers to toil its own political fortunes? Joining us on the Newstrack right a day ahead of the big Chakka Jam, which has been planned by the farming unions, and now the Congress jumping into the act. Sachin Pilot saying he'll lead a procession of farmers from Dausa in Rajasthan. We've got Nupur Sharma representing the BJP, Pawan Khera represents the Congress, Vikram Singh is a former Director General of Police in Uttar Pradesh, Dharmender Malik is a spokesperson for the Bharatiya Kisan Union. Now, Pawan Khera, the BJP is accusing the Congress of doing Khoon Ki Kheti. Now, this is, been used in the past as well. Sonia Gandhi called Narendra Modi famously Maut Ka Saudagar. That boomeranged on the Congress very badly. Rahul Gandhi accused the Prime Minister of using the blood of the soldiers for his political fortunes ahead of the 2019 Lok Sabha elections. That didn't do well. The BJP now using this attack by Rahul Gandhi of Kheti Ka Khoon, trying to spin it around and turn the attack back on the Congress. Let's get opening comments from Pawan Khera.
Rahul, if you see the journey of India's agriculture growth from Bhakra Nangal to Hirakud to Nagarjun Sagar Dam, from the horrible PL 480 days to Atmanirbharta, through Green Revolution, White Revolution and what have you, you will realize the journey of every single toiling farmer of this country, ably helped and facilitated by the governments, successive governments. And here we are. We are truly Atmanirbhar today as far as food security is concerned, thanks to the efforts of the governments and thanks definitely to the toil and sweat and blood of the farmers. Now that's the journey which the Congress is very proud of, the country is very proud of. They want us, the farmers, the media, the civil society, everybody. Mr. Tomar wants everybody to play on their pitch, which is this language. वो खालिस्तानी हैं, वो देशद्रोही हैं, वो इनको खून दिख. This is their language. This is their turf, their pitch. We are sorry, we don't want to play on their pitch. Our pitch is the rights of the farmers. They want to debate that. They're most welcome. अरे आप पार्लियामेंट में हमसे बात तो करते, उस वक्त पास कर दिए दनादन, हमसे बात कर लेते तो समझ में आता हमारी क्या ऑब्जेक्शंस हैं. Now 72 days, 192 farmers dead. Who's responsible for their deaths? My Prime Minister has all the time on earth to attend wedding receptions, engagement ceremonies of these celebrities जो इनके बाद में ट्वीट पे आ जाते हैं इनकी मदद करने. Did the Prime Minister, the Home Minister, the Agriculture Minister visit a single family of a dead farmer in the last 72 days? This is the level of concern they have for the farmers.
So you're accusing the BJP of having the blood of 192 farmers on their hands, that the Prime Minister, despite 72 days having passed, hasn't found time to meet any of the farmers or the union leaders themselves?
Rahul, don't use any such words. It is the responsibility of the government to be sensitive, whichever government it is. I won't say कि इनके हाथ खून से रंगे हुए. That's not my language. Okay. That's not our pitch.
Okay, so you're saying that they're trying to make this emotive while you want to stay focused on the core issues around farmer rights. And the fact is that this is now in Parliament snowballing into a political showdown that the government needs to contend with. And the Congress spokesperson asking Nupur Sharma why the Prime Minister hasn't found time in 72 days to meet any of the farmer union leaders or one of the family members of those who died in the farmer protest. Nupur Sharma, opening comments.
Well, good evening, Rahul, to co-panelists and also to your viewers. Now, I'll take the allegations he made one by one. Well, if you look at it, perhaps there's a comprehension problem. What the Agricultural Minister today said in the Parliament was simply this, that the Congress is doing, and very interested often more, in doing politics of blood. And I'll tell you why. Have we forgotten Hathras? Laughing away to Hathras as if it's a picnic, diving in some grass in Noida, but you will forget women in your own backyard. You'll forget your own senior leader calling a Dalit leader as an item, and so on and so forth. And now, Priyanka Vadra. Now, this I find very interesting. I want Congress to clarify its position. One side, Congress is alleging that whatever happened at ITO and at Lal Killa was thanks to BJP-affiliated hooligans and miscreants. And I quote the Congress spokespersons on this. On the other end, you are saying, see, Priyanka Vadra ran. Well, this is the irony. If there were hooligans from BJP doing all the chaotic rioting that they did in Delhi on January 26th, so are you now trying to say that Priyanka Vadra ran to UP, ran wherever she did, to meet a BJP hooligan's family? This belies logic according to me. Because fact is, she did not even bother to meet any of the injured policemen.
Okay.
Many of them very seriously injured. 500 of those. Now, thirdly, you do say Khalistani bol rahe hain. Now, let me clarify. 3 days ago, Captain Amarinder Singh did a press conference and on record said Pakistanis have infiltrated, drones have come from across the border, and this entire protest has been infested. The All India Congress Committee joint convener, he's a congressman, Gursimran Singh Mann, 3 months ago submitted before the STF and Haryana, has repeatedly complained to CM of Punjab, saying that Pakistanis have infested this farmers' protest. Now let's even forget him. Ludhiana Member of Parliament from Congress Party, Ravinder Singh Bittu, has gone repeatedly on record, and you have all of it on record on video, what happened to him. And he's been complaining day and night, Khalistanis have infested. I did not know these were not congressmen. As far as celebrities are concerned, this is a bit interesting and pot calling the kettle black. आज इतने बुरे दिन आ गए हैं कांग्रेस के. From rejected cup politicians like Kanhaiya Kumar, today Congress needs the crutches of these celebrities. From Randeep Surjewala jumping the bandwagon, retweeting, quoting tweet of Rihanna, to the LOP stating this fact in the parliament. I mean, from pop stars to porn stars. Itne bure din aa gaye Congress party ke. What kind of crutches are you relying on?
Okay, so I want Pawan Khera to respond to the point that the BJP spokesperson made about Congress leaders from Punjab and respected leaders like your Chief Minister, like your Member of Parliament Ravneet Bittu, making the point that Khalistanis have now infiltrated this movement. When they make this point, nobody in the Congress seems to object. When the likes of Piyush Goyal or anybody else in the BJP make the same point, then you make it seem as if these are sold out to corporate interests. The fact is,
Rahul,
many very respected, elected members of your party are saying the same thing, Mr. Khera.
Rahul, the fact that Deep Sidhu, whose association, deep, profound association with the BJP is not hidden from the world, the fact that Deep Sidhu was allowed, facilitated, ably facilitated to go to the Red Fort with his bandwagon shows what kind of people infiltrated. And yes, Congress leaders have been forewarning the government, do not allow such a protest to go on for so long. I don't know who facilitated these elements, but yes, there are elements. And we saw what happened at the Red Fort. We saw who led that group which went up to the Red Fort and hoisted a flag. So these are the elements which our leaders have been warning the government against. Maybe the government has some agenda. We don't know who has what agenda. Why are they forcing people like Deep Sidhu to hijack the movement? And now Deep Sidhu to gayab hai. Greta ke khilaf FIR kar rahe hain. Deep Sidhu ko pakadne ki औकात nahi hai. So
because he's in Punjab. He's in Punjab. The BJP is saying that they can't catch him because the Punjab police has to help find him.
For Sushant Singh
He's hiding somewhere in Punjab.
For Sushant Singh Rajput issue, तो बिहार पुलिस तो कहीं से कहीं पहुंच गई थी. अब इनको ये हिम्मत नहीं जुटा पा रहे हैं. छोड़िए ना. हम तो ये सीधी बात कर रहे हैं.
Let me respond.
कि आप बताइए.
So respond to that. Okay, Mr. Khera, you've spoken.
Why did you allow such elements? जो रेड फोर्ट पे हुआ वो बिल्कुल सरकार जानती थी, जानती है, किसने किया. सरकार की उन्होंने
I do not want to heckle the man and nor do I want to be heckled. Please, this is a good debate. Please allow me to respond.
Nupur Sharma. Nupur.
No, please. It's interesting. You do take the name of Deep Sidhu, and I remember when the government, the NIA actually summoned him. Randeep Surjewala on record said, we will not get cowed down by NIA summons. You need to now decide what your position is. I'm going to again reiterate what I said, because it so happens the verified Twitter account of Himachal Pradesh Congress Seva Dal on 27th November 2020, and it still has that tweet, has tweeted a video of Deep Sidhu calling him voice of a farmer. While we have announced a reward, whoever gives us information, please come forward. We announce a reward on him and we will arrest him. But I really want to know, why has Deep Sidhu released a video saying that Congress got in touch with me to ensure that I spread loot, arson and all that rioting that he did that day? Now, it's a bit interesting. You know, अगर फोटो की राजनीति होती, डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह की फोटो तो यासिन मलिक के साथ भी है. Now I want to come back to the point of Khoon. You know, 3,600 farmers died. The last time your government was in Karnataka, I want to know how many leaders from Sonia ji to Rahul ji to Priyanka ji actually went to meet any of those families. I will actually quote a story from India Today itself. Amethi. He visits a farmer's family during his election, and then he does not go back to a farmer called Amarnath Prasad Yadav from Amethi, who died within 4 months when Rahul Gandhi made a publicized media visit to his house because he was neck deep in loan trouble and he had 4 unmarried daughters. This is an India Today report. He never bothered to go back. Let's not even go into 2019 farmers from Amity saying Rahul Gandhi go back.
Okay.
Back to it.
So
let's not even forget Multai.
Okay,
No,
hold that thought. I want to show our viewers.
Half-truths. I'll need to respond to some half-truths.
No, one second. No, I've got two other guests. No, one second, Mr. Khera. No, both faders down. You know, this is unfair because I have 2 more guests. I must allocate time fairly. Since some charges have been made, I'm going to give you just 20 seconds. I expect that your intervention will be short because after this, I need to go to the other guests and I have multiple other reports to show our viewers as well. 20 seconds, Pawan Khera, only in the interest of fairness.
I accuse the BJP of getting Deep Sidhu to issue such videos. कि कांग्रेस ने मुझे भेजा. अरे साहब, सनी देओल का इलेक्शन मैनेजर कांग्रेस भेजेगी उसको. और यासीन मलिक की फोटो अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी के साथ तो मनमोहन सिंह जी से भी पहले की है. उनके तो साथ 7 रेसकोर्स रोड पे बैठ के खाना खाते थे यासीन मलिक. तो यहाँ मिसलीड करने मत बैठिए आप. डिबेट करिए और तरीके का इतिहास मैं भी आपको दे देता हूँ. यासीन मलिक और अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी, एएस बुलत जी की किताब पढ़ लीजिएगा, मालूम पड़ जाएगा. यासीन मलिक को पर चर्चा करनी तो उस पर भी मैं करने को तैयार हूँ. Don't you mislead your viewers like this. India Today is a
okay. No, one second. Okay, so both faders down. Both faders down. Okay, 1 second. I will decide now whether we can move the debate or not, because if both these spokespersons have their say, they'll be the only ones talking and other guests will not get a chance to speak at all. Or Kisan ki आवाज एक बार फिर से दब जाएगी, which is not what we want. Tomorrow, there's a lot of concern about what may happen over the Chakka Jam, which is essentially roads being blocked. The farmer unions have called for this. It's supposed to be a pan-India jam, but clearly Rakesh Tikait possibly felt that there won't be much resonance in Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand. He's already declared that it won't be applicable in those states. It will definitely impact Delhi, Haryana, maybe parts of Rajasthan as well, and most certainly Punjab. Let's take a look at the preparations and then we'll open up this debate.
From the verge of dissipating after the January 26th violence, the farmers' agitation has gained huge strength once again, even bigger perhaps than before. After firming up numbers at the Delhi borders, farmers are set for another mega demonstration, a nationwide Chakka Jam, the large-scale blocking of roads and highways. Farmers plan to block state and national highways for 3 hours, from noon till 3 p.m. on Saturday.
दरअसल ये पूरे देश की कॉल है कि सब जगह पर जो नेशनल हाईवे है, स्टेट हाईवे है, जो जिलों में विशेषकर, तो वहाँ के किसान वहीं पर करेंगे. यहाँ तो ऑलरेडी दिल्ली की सीमाओं पर किसान पहले से बैठे हैं, तो इसलिए यहाँ पर कोई चक्का जाम वाली स्थिति नहीं है. यहाँ तो जैसी स्थिति है वैसी ही रहेगी.
Farmer leaders say there won't be a Chakka Jam in UP and Uttarakhand though.
चक्का जाम नहीं होगा 2 स्टेट में, उत्तर प्रदेश और उत्तराखंड.
इसकी वजह क्या है?
वजह ये है कि उनको कभी भी दिल्ली बुलाया जा सकता है, ये उनकी वजह है. वे अपना स्टैंड बाई में रहे.
Even though farmers have promised not to enter Delhi, the police is taking no chances given the criminally broken promises of Republic Day.
20 तारीख को जिस तरह से पुलिस के साथ एक जो समझौता हुआ था, जो बातचीत हुई थी, उसको वायलेट करके, उल्लंघन करके जिस तरह का हिंसा और उपद्रव दिल्ली के अंदर देखने को मिला, तो उसके मद्देनजर दिल्ली पुलिस इस बार कोई चांस नहीं ले रही है और हम बॉर्डर के ऊपर हमारी फोर्स तैनात हैं और हमने वहां पे सुरक्षा का कड़े इंतजाम किए हैं कि कोई भी उपद्रवी दिल्ली के अंदर आकर के उपद्रव नहीं फैला सकता.
Meanwhile, the Congress too has announced its support to the Chakka Jam. The party's workers will support the 3-hour protest. Sachin Pilot, who held a Mahapanchayat against the farm laws in Dausa, Rajasthan, has also announced a Delhi Kooch, a march to the capital.
मैं ऐसा मानता हूं कि इन तीनों कानूनों को सरकार को, केंद्र सरकार को वापस लेना पड़ेगा, और वो वापस तब लेंगे जब हम उन पर दबाव बनाएंगे, और दबाव बनाने के लिए हमें जो कुछ भी करना पड़ेगा गांधीवादी तरीके से उस काम को हम लोग करेंगे.
Security has been beefed up at Singhu, Ghazipur and Tikri border points to ensure there's no repeat of the chaos that prevailed on January 26th.
The farmers have decided to call for a chakka jam to intensify their stir on 6th of February. But the police is also on guard.
पुलिस के जो ताज़ा इंतजाम है वो किस तरह से है, इतना ही नहीं, सिर्फ पुलिस का संख्या बल ही नहीं है, अलग अलग बैरिकेडिंग ही नहीं है, बल्कि तमाम टायर किलर्स, स्पाइक, ट्रेंचेस और तमाम ऐसी चीजें हैं जिसके जरिए जो पूरा इलाका है वो आइसोलेट कर दिया गया है.
We are at Gazipur border right now, where the farmers' protest is going on for almost 75 days. The farmers are camping here in the tents, but police is also making elaborate arrangements for the safety and security.
The Haryana police is on high alert as well. Senior police officials of the state have been asked to ramp up security deployments. Local intelligence units have been put on high alert. Traffic police has also been directed to increase presence of personnel on key routes. Since the Chakka Jam call follows close on the heels of the Republic Day rampage by protesting farmers, security arrangements have been bolstered. It remains to be seen if farmers will stick to their peaceful stir promise or violate it once again. Bureau Report, India Today.
You know, last time the farmers had called for a tractor rally. We saw the mayhem that ensued in the streets of the national capital, most importantly at the Red Fort. Dharmender Malik represents the Bharatiya Kisan Union. Dharmender साहब, सब लोगों को चिंता है कि ये जो चक्का जाम आपने बुलाया है ये पीसफुल रहे, शांतिपूर्ण तरीके से इसका आयोजन हो, इसकी क्या गारंटी है? एक तो लोग परेशान तो होंगे ही, लेकिन शांतिपूर्ण ये रहे, जो 26 जनवरी को हुआ वो सब फिर से ना हो, इसके लिए आप लोग क्या तैयारी कर रहे हैं?
नहीं, देखिए, इतिहास से सबक लेना चाहिए. जो हुआ मैं उसको उचित नहीं ठहराता, दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण था, कमियां हमारी भी रही हैं. और बहुत सारे ऐसे, जब ज्यादा जन सैलाब इकट्ठा होता है तो बहुत सारे ऐसे उदाहरण हैं, बहुत सारी घटनाएं भी हुई हैं, हमसे बड़े लोग भी नहीं रोक पाए कई बार. लेकिन कल के लिए हमने किया है कि जैसे हरियाणा में है, पंजाब में है, दूसरी जगह है, लोग टोल पे बैठे हुए हैं, तो उनके आंदोलन तो चल ही रहे हैं. तो थोड़ी बहुत देर के लिए 1-2 घंटा सांकेतिक चक्का जाम हो जाएगा. और सभी रूट हमने नहीं रोके हैं, स्टेट लिंक हाईवे बिल्कुल छोड़ दिए हैं. हमारा मकसद ये भी नहीं है कि पूरा का पूरा सील पैक हो जाए, ये सांकेतिक है. और उम्मीद यही है, तैयारी यही है कि ये पूर्णतः शांतिपूर्वक होगा. कई अन्य कारण थे जहां कुछ हमें आशंका थी. उत्तर प्रदेश और उत्तराखंड का हमने कॉल ऑफ कर दिया है.
Vikram Singh, how concerned would you be if you were Director General or in charge of law and order in any of these states where this Chakka Jam has been called? The farmers are protesting but promising that they've learned their lesson from the 26th of January. Would you believe them? What do you make of the arrangements currently, and what do you think will happen tomorrow?
Mr. Kanwal, with the greatest of respect to all my farmer brethren, I would say that there are important lessons to be learned from 26 January. We had solemn agreements on 37 points and everybody assured every other person. But the fact of the matter is it was breached in letter and spirit on the 26th January, and therefore the lessons drawn are: be prepared for a worst case scenario and have a backup for a backup for a backup, and have absolute deployment in the sense that any troublemaker can infiltrate the agitation and hijack the agitation also. Mr. Dharmender Malik, of course, I respect his absolutely clear assurances, but the fact of the matter again is that it again has the potential of being hijacked. The police will have to be on their toes. Their technological support, the support of their crane machinery, the backup support of not only the technology, the drone support, the robotic support will have to be on the ground. The police will have to work round the clock and even much more than that, and see to it that there is no breach of peace and life is normal. But that, Mr. Kanwal, is easier said than done. We have to have a dialogue with our farmer brethren, which we did not have possibly on the 25th of January. Today again, और धर्मेंद्र मलिक जी से भी मेरी गुजारिश रहेगी कि किसानों के पवित्र नाम पे कोई पट्टा दोबारा लगाने का दुस्साहस न करे. उनकी इच्छा शक्ति बड़ी प्रबल है, लेकिन ये जरूरी है कि देश की आन बान शान पर दोबारा कोई धब्बा न लगे, किसानों के पवित्र नाम पे बट्टा न लगे, जनजीवन अस्त व्यस्त न हो. And to that extent, both the farmers and the police will have to work in close. No, but
Dharmender Malik, when you say that you've called off the protests in Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh, cynic or a government supporter can say कि आप लोगों का सपोर्ट ही नहीं है बॉस, आप लोगों को मालूम था कि आपका चक्का जाम केवल पंजाब, हरियाणा और राजस्थान के कुछ हिस्सों में कामयाब रहने वाला है, आपको मालूम था कि उत्तर प्रदेश और उत्तराखंड में आप फ्लॉप होने वाले हो, इसलिए आप लोगों ने पहले ही बोल दिया कि नहीं हम वहां पे नहीं कर रहे। अब आप कह रहे हो कि वहां पे चीजें गड़बड़ा सकती थी, हकीकत यह है कि वहां पे कोई निकलता नहीं, आपका फुल शो फ्लॉप हो जाता है, इसलिए आप लोगों ने पहले ही आह्वान कर दिया।
नहीं राहुल जी, ये किसने कहा है? जिसने कहा है वो जरा मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि आज की शामली रैली देख लें, जिसके लिए हमने कॉल भी नहीं किया था, मथुरा की रैली देख लें, बिजनौर की पंचायत देख लें, मुजफ्फरनगर की पंचायत देख लें। अगर सरकार टेस्ट लेना चाहती है तो बता दे। देखिए हम दोनों तरफ से फंसे हैं, अगर कुछ हो जाए तो फिर ये होगा कि देखिए आपने ये करा दिया, हिंसा करा दी, तमाम तरह के प्रोपगंडा आंदोलन में हो जाता है। हम बड़ा सेफली ये चाहते हैं कि अब कोई चीजें ना बिगड़े, और हमने पूरा प्रयास भी उस दिन किया, लगाने किसी पे नहीं जा रहा, लेकिन जिस तरह से दिल्ली पुलिस के अपने इंतजाम होने चाहिए थे वो नहीं थे। और मेरी समझ में ये नहीं आया उस दिन भी कि जो दिल्ली पुलिस ने रूट दिया था उस पर क्यों बैरिकेड था। और ये तो कहने की उसकी बातें हैं, अब ये आंदोलन इतने दिन ऐसे ही थोड़ा चलता कि सपोर्ट में कोई निकलता नहीं है। अगर किसी को ये टेस्ट लेना है और उसी से वार्ता शुरू हो सकती है तो आप बता दें। अगर हम परसों यूपी को पूरा बंद ना करा दे, उत्तराखंड या जहां भी आप कहते हो, सरकार अगर बात करती हो इसके बाद ही, तो हम परसों का समय दे दें, उससे अगले दिन बात कर ले। हम ये चाहते हैं कि वार्ता हो, वार्ता के लिए माहौल तैयार हो। लेकिन जिस तरह से माहौल बनाया जा रहा है, आज दिल्ली पुलिस आज किलेबंदी कर रही है। भाई जब सबको पता था कि कितने ट्रैक्टर आएंगे, कुछ लोग उकसा भी सकते हैं। देखिए मैं आपको एक बात बताऊं कि जब बाबरी मस्जिद का मसला था तब सब लोग अंडरटेकिंग दे गए थे, और लाल कृष्ण आडवाणी और मुरली मनोहर जोशी जी वहां पे मौजूद थे। हमसे बहुत बड़े नेता हैं, देश के प्रधानमंत्री तक वो गए हैं, मंत्री रहे हैं, उनसे भी जनता काबू नहीं हुई, उन्होंने भी तो अंडरटेकिंग दिया था। तो व्यवस्थाएं कई बार गड़बड़ा जाती हैं। मैं उस उदाहरण से
Nupur Sharma, it's interesting that the farmer leader is referring to what happened with Murli Manohar Joshi and Lal Krishna Advani, saying that they couldn't control the rampaging mobs that brought down the Babri Masjid.
Well, since the matter is sub judice, but we also have on record Rakesh Ticket saying कि किसी के बात की जागीर है, हम तो लेके जाएंगे, डंडे ले आई हो, ट्रैक्टर ले आई हो, हम भी देखेंगे, दिल्ली हमारी होगी। No, Rahul, I do not expect to be heckled. I've been waiting my chance for too long. You have to control. You have to control this.
One second. Dharmender Malik's fader goes down. No, 1 second. Both faders go down. Dharmender Malik ji, I cannot allow this debate to degenerate to the standard of a banana republic. We try and ensure that we have sensible conversations where we try and make more sense than noise. जब आप बोल रहे थे सब शांति से आपको सुन रहे थे, आप भी थोड़ा सा धैर्य रखिए। जो नुपुर शर्मा बोल रही है उसको सुनिए। I will come back to you for a counter later. You've made a allegation. Have the decency to let the BJP spokesperson respond. Nupur.
Yeah. And what about BKU Haryana Chief Chaduni? Did he not say कि हम 25 को जाएंगे, बैरिकेड भी तोड़ेंगे और हम पुलिस कर्मियों के ऊपर भी जाएंगे, हम भी देखते हैं हमें कौन रोकता है 26 जनवरी को परेड ज्वाइन करने से ट्रैक्टर रैली के साथ। Now I want to come back to Mr. Pawan Khera because you didn't allow me before the break. पवन जी, वैसे तो मैं स्कूल में थी, but I challenge you, वैसे आप झूठ बहुत बोलते हैं टीवी डिबेट्स पे, कि आप मुझे वो फोटोग्राफ दिखाइए जैसे you just said that there's a photograph of Vajpayee ji with Yasin Malik. Because I'll tell you what, on my last debate with you, you said MS Swaminathan ji never wrote, it was some Swaminathan Iyer. And here is the piece he wrote in Times of India. Here it is, sir. I will send it to you. I also tagged you on it on Twitter, where he's lauding Modi ji's policies for agriculture. So I challenge you right now to show me the photograph, unless of course you have actually worked some digital, produced some fake picture of Vajpayee ji with Yasin Malik as well. Please show.
Nupur, I will send you a copy of Mr. A.S. Dulla's.
No, but actually, I don't know why you said that. No, 1 second, Nupur, you just Google, Nupur, just Google it. Okay, go on. Let's respond to that.
No, I mean, Mr. Vajpayee's policy towards hardline leaders. We are discussing what is this level, Rahul?
No, sir.
What are we discussing right now?
What is your level? Lying.
Will she stop? Will she stop interrupting me like this, Rahul, or will you allow this?
I will.
Rahul, will this kind of
television?
I'm sorry.
You will not
This
be countered
is absolutely
and
not dignified. This conduct is not dignified, Rahul. I will not.
Nupur's fader goes down. Nupur's fader goes down. On live, both faders go down. On live national television, Pawan Khera, you've made a charge that you have a photo of Yasin Malik and Atal Bihari Vajpayee, a former Prime Minister and Bharat Ratna. The BJP spokesperson is daring you and challenging you to produce that picture. I give you 30 seconds. You can Google it, look for it. Either you present that picture or you give a time and date by when you'll present it, or you apologize to Nupur. Pawan Khera.
Dr. Manmohan Singh had a photo with Yasin Malik. She's trying to prove anything. I am just trying to say that Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji was always in favor of closer to the hardline leaders of Kashmir. Doesn't mean that Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji was anti-India. No, if she can't understand, I'm sorry, ask her to just shut up. Let me just finish my point here. What is this nonsense here?
No,
Rahul, will you just ask her to finish my point, please?
Kargil was also fought and won.
Can I be allowed to finish my point?
Okay, Nupur, let Pawan complete, please. Pawan, please. No, 1 second. Yes, but
all that I'm trying to say.
No, I can, but I don't want you to use words like shut up. No, 1 second. 1 second. Don't use words like shut up. That's not right. Yes, you will be allowed to. You will let him speak. Let him speak. Pawan.
Me non-stop. I can't say, Rahul, your fader goes down because I don't control your fader. So let me finish my point. For the simple reason, just doesn't prove that Manmohan Singh's photograph with Yasin Malik means that Dr. Manmohan Singh is anti-India. Doesn't mean that Vajpayee ji was anti-India. If he was trying to get closer to the hardline leaders to solve a problem, is an intellectual point that I was trying to make. If she can't understand this, God be with her and God be with her party. But save my country from them.
Okay, Nupur Sharma, counter this, and then I want to come back to what we are discussing right now. Nupur.
Well, then by that, maybe you don't understand what you yourself state. You said you have a photograph and you failed to produce it. Apologize. One and two. Of course, you said there's a photograph. Vajpayee ji got photographed with Yasin Malik earlier. But point number two, by your own yardstick, what does Deep Sidhu's photograph with the Prime Minister prove? By your own yardstick, that was my point. Perhaps you are very low on IQ and comprehension, but this is exactly my point. And do not get personal if you're so low on facts and knowledge, if you have a habit of lying and shooting and scooting. Because the fact is, you are an utter liar on national television, not with Bharat Ratnas, not with former prime ministers. There is a photograph. It is proven there's a photograph, and how happy Dr. Manmohan Singh looks in Yasin Malik's company, but you have none to counter and back with evidence your allegation that Vajpayee ji got photographed with Yasin Malik. But I'll tell you what, by your argument, Deep Sidhu's photograph with the HMPM or anybody in this country proves nothing. So take that back, perhaps delete the tweet from Himachal Pradesh Congress Seva Dal, which calls him voice of a farmer. Perhaps when Deep Sidhu is caught and he's interrogated, all your rank and file will be all interrogated for being right behind these miscreants, which actually demeaned and disrespected our tricolor on 26 January.
It's not under your command.
Okay. Let Pawan counter that briefly, Pawan.
आपको नहीं समझ आती, आपको खुद के आर्गुमेंट समझ नहीं आते।
छोड़ दीजिए, आपके पास की नहीं है, आप ट्राई भी मत कीजिए। ना ही मैं ट्राई करूंगा, we'll be wasting our time and we'll be wasting the time of the show. So let's not try. मैं तो नहीं प्रयास कर सकता, मैं तो आपको लॉजिक समझा ही नहीं सकता क्योंकि आप तो
fade us down. This is degenerating into a tutu meme. Nupur's made a point. Pawan Khera has countered it. This is pointless. This is just like a cat fight. I can't allow it. Makes no sense. We have to stay focused, and there are a lot of very serious issues to talk about. The Delhi police has launched a massive manhunt for those who were responsible for the violence on Republic Day. A new set of 25 images and videos have been put out by the Delhi police. These have so-called protesters with sticks, with stones, attacking the Delhi police. Proof that the Delhi police is now examining to try and nail the perpetrators of this violence. Take a look at this report.
Look carefully at these masked men. Holding rods, chains and sticks. These are the new images from 26 January violence accessed by India Today. The angry mob can be seen surrounding a cop. Some among them are even attacking him. Delhi police has released another set of visuals of vandals. The police have taken help from forensic experts to analyze the material and identify the culprits. These fresh 25 images come days after the police released 12 pictures of attackers.
इनसे पूछताछ में क्राइम ब्रांच की टीम ये पता लगाने की कोशिश करेगी कि आखिर इनको लाल किला और आईटीओ के पास जाने के लिए किसने कहा था, किसने इन लोगों को अपने अपने इलाकों से दिल्ली बुलाया था और किसने हिंसा करने के लिए उकसाया था.
The police have also announced cash rewards worth 1 lakh rupees each on actor turned activist Deep Sidhu and 3 of his associates who are allegedly involved in hoisting the Sikh religious flag at Red Fort.
हमने एक अपील की थी सभी अखबार और चैनलों के माध्यम से लोगों को कि अगर किसी के पास कोई सबूत हो तो वो हमें बताएं. उसका बहुत ही अच्छा रिस्पांस आया और 1000 से ज़्यादा वीडियो और कुछ फोटोग्राफ्स लोगों ने हमें भेजे हैं, कुछ ईमेल भी लिखी हैं जिसमें कुछ जानकारी उन्होंने हमसे शेयर की है. उन सभी का हम संज्ञान ले रहे हैं इन्वेस्टिगेशन में.
A new video from Red Fort has now emerged where a group of protesters can be seen provoking the police to fire at them. Thousands of farmers protesting against the centre's new farm laws had clashed with the police during the tractor rally called by farmer unions on Republic Day. Over 500 police personnel were injured in the mayhem. The police have launched a manhunt to nab the alleged rioters. Some have fled from Delhi and most have gone into hiding. Till now, over 120 people have been arrested, while over 40 FIRs have been lodged. With inputs from Arvind Ojha, Bureau Report, India Today.
We'll track this case very closely. We'll also track what happens during this national Chakka Jam. And I think at some level, it will demonstrate the geographical spread or lack thereof of the farmer protest. If it's restricted to Punjab, Haryana even now and just some pockets of Rajasthan, you will really get a sense of whether this is a national agitation or just a state level agitation. Subramaniam Swamy, BJP MP, had an interesting point in a letter he wrote to the Prime Minister saying, can a solution be found where those states which want the laws to be implemented, implement the laws, and those states that don't want the laws should say they don't want the laws, and the states that want the laws can actually get on with these farm reforms. Let's see if some middle ground can be found around Swamy's suggestion. We'll slip into a break. When we come back, we'll look at the